Hello friends, welcome to the Anatomy Hub. Today we'll study about the vasculature of the heart. So the entire body must be supplied with nutrients and oxygen via the circulatory system, and the heart is no exception. The coronary circulation that refers to the vessels that supply and drain the heart. Coronary arteries are named as such due to the way they encircle the heart. The word coronary, that is actually the Latin name, that is means crown. So it encircles the heart in such a way that it looks like the crown of the heart. That's why the name is the coronary arteries, that is much like a crown. So this video, here you will see that the outline and the naming, distribution, and the clinical relevance of the vessels in the coronary circulation. So the coronary arteries, so you will find there are two main coronary arteries which branch to supply the entire heart. They are named as a left coronary artery, that you can see here, the left coronary artery, and the right coronary artery, that you can see here. So all the left and the right coronary artery that arise from the left and right aortic sinus, that you can see here within the aorta. So the aortic sinus are small openings that found within the aorta behind the left and right flaps of the aortic valve. So when the heart is in relaxed position, the backflow of the blood that fills these valves pockets, therefore allowing the blood to enter into the coronary arteries. The left coronary artery, or you can say the LCA, that initially branches to yield the left anterior descending artery, or known as the LAD, also called the anterior interventricular artery. So the left coronary artery also gives off the left marginal artery. The left coronary artery also gives off the left marginal artery and the left circumflex branch of the left coronary artery. In 20 to 25% of the individuals, the left circumflex artery that contributes to the posterior interventricular artery. The right coronary artery that branches to form the right marginal artery, that you can see over here. The right coronary branch to form the right marginal artery anteriorly. In 80 to 85% of individuals, it also branches into the posterior interventricular artery posteriorly. So as you can see here, in general, the area of the heart which an artery passes over will be the area that it perfuses. So the following arteries that you can see here in the screen, that describes the anatomical course of the coronary artery. So first we will see the right coronary artery. So the right coronary artery that you can see here, that passes to the right of the pulmonary trunk and runs along the coronary sulcus before branching, and the right marginal artery that we will find over here arises from the right coronary artery and moves along the right and inferior border of the heart towards the apex, that you can observe here. The right coronary artery that continues to the posterior surface of the heart, still running along the coronary sulcus. The posterior interventricular artery then arises from the right coronary artery and follows the posterior interventricular groove towards the apex of the heart. The left coronary artery that passes between the left side of the pulmonary trunk and the left auricle. The left coronary artery divides into anterior interventricular branch and the circumflex branch of the left coronary artery. The anterior interventricular branch of the left coronary artery that follows the anterior interventricular groove towards the apex of the heart, where it continues on the posterior surface to anastomosis with the posterior interventricular branch of the right coronary artery. The circumflex branch of the left coronary artery follows the coronary sulcus to the left border and onto the posterior surface of the heart that you can see here, and this gives rise to the left marginal branch of the left coronary artery or circumflex artery. So this gives rise to the left marginal branch which follows the left border of the heart. Like that, here you will find the conus branch of the right coronary artery, the ventricular branch of the right coronary artery, and the right marginal branch of the right coronary artery. Also, here you will find the sinoarterial branch of the right coronary artery, and here you will see the left coronary artery which gives anterior interventricular artery and the circumflex branch of the coronary artery. From the left coronary artery, here you will find the lateral branch of the anterior interventricular artery and the left marginal branch of the circumflex branch of the left coronary artery. Here you will find the arterial branch of the circumflex branch of left coronary artery, circumflex branch of the left coronary artery, left marginal branch of the circumflex branch of left coronary artery, and the posterior left ventricular branch of the circumflex branch of left coronary artery. Here you will find the right posterolateral branch of the right coronary artery, the posterior interventricular branch of the right coronary artery, and the right marginal branch of the right coronary artery, and here you will find the sinoarterial branch of the right coronary artery. Like that, you will find the blood vessels from the subendocardium into the Thebasian veins, which are small tributaries that running throughout the myocardium, and these in turn drain into the larger veins that empty into the coronary sinus. The coronary sinus is the main vein of the heart that located on the posterior surface of the heart that you can see here, which runs between the left atrium and the left ventricle, and the sinus drains into the right atrium that you can see here. Within the right atrium, the opening of the coronary sinus is located between the right atrioventricular orifice and the inferior vena cava orifice. So there are five tributaries which drain into the coronary sinus. That is your great cardiac vein that you can find over here is the main tributary, and it originates at the apex of the heart and follows the anterior interventricular groove into the coronary sulcus and around the left side of the heart to join the coronary sinus. You will find the small cardiac veins that you can see here. These small cardiac veins also located on the anterior surface of the heart, and this passes around the right side of the heart to join the coronary sinus. Another vein that we'll find is the middle cardiac vein. So that present at the right side drains the right side of the heart is the middle cardiac vein, and it is located on the posterior surface of the heart. The final two cardiac veins on the left marginal vein that we will find here on the left posterior side is the left marginal vein. In the center, the left posterior ventricular vein that you can see here, which runs along the posterior interventricular sulcus to join the coronary sinus. So now we will study the distribution of coronary arteries. Coronary artery disease or coronary heart disease is a leading cause of death both uh, in India and in worldwide. It describes a reduction in blood flow to the myocardium and has several causes and the consequences. So, coronary heart disease can result in reduced blood flow to the heart as a result of narrowing or blockage of the coronary arteries. This may be due to the atherosclerosis, thrombosis, high blood pressure, diabetes, or smoking. All these factors lead to reduced flow of the blood to the heart through the physical obstruction or changes in the vessel walls. You'll find the angina pectoris, that is one of the consequences of the coronary heart disease. So the angina pectoris that describes the transient pain a person may feel on the exercise as a result of lack of oxygen supply to the heart. So this pain is felt across the chest, but it is quickly resolved upon the patient when it will take the rest. So exercise is a trigger for the angina as the coronary arteries fill during the diastolic period of the cardiac cycle. On exercising, the diastolic period is shortened, meaning that there is less time for blood flow to overcome a blockage in one of the coronary vessels in order to supply the heart. If it is untreated, then the angina can soon progress to more severe consequences such as a myocardial infarction. The sudden occlusion of the artery results in infarction and the necrosis of the myocardium, and this means a section of the heart is unable to beat, which part of the heart depends on which the artery has become occluded, and the ECG leads on which an myocardial infarction change appears. A blockage in a coronary artery can be rapidly identified by the performing of the coronary angiogram. So the imaging modality involves the insertion of the catheter into the aorta via the femoral artery, and a contrast dye is injected into the coronary arteries, and X-ray based imaging is then used to visualize the coronary arteries and any blockage that may be present inside the artery. So immediate treatment of blockage can be performed by the way of coronary angioplasty, which involves the inflation of a balloon within the affected artery, and the balloon pushes aside the atherosclerotic plug and restores the blood flow to the myocardium. The artery may then be supported by the addition of an intravascular stent to maintain its volume. So the right coronary artery that supply to the right atrium, SA and AV node, posterior part of the interventricular septum, and veins accompanying to it, small cardiac vein and the middle cardiac vein. The right marginal branch of the right coronary artery that supplies to the right ventricle and the apex of the heart. The posterior interventricular branch of the right coronary artery that supplies to the right ventricle, left ventricle and posterior one-third part of the interventricular septa. The left coronary artery that supplies the right atrium, left ventricle, interventricular septum and the AV bundles. So the left anterior descending artery that supplies to the right ventricle, left ventricle and the anterior two-third part of the interventricular septa. The left marginal artery that supplies to the left ventricle and the circumflex branch of the left coronary artery that supplies to the left atrium and the left ventricle. So these are the summarizes of the blood supply to the heart. So thanks for watching. Hope you understood. If you find any difficulty, please feel free to ask in comment section. Thank you.